Hey, what is up, guys? It is Chris here from the WWFu Internet Network, here with another WWFu review. Today I'm going to be reviewing WWE's Money in the Bank 2012, just wrapped up live from the US Airways Center in Phoenix. Overall, I mean, it was a good show. I just kind of felt the last match left a bad taste in my mouth. It's one of those things, I predicted it right. I predicted the winner right. It's just like, it's almost where you know something's going to happen and you kind of brace yourself for it, but you always have that slight little hope that it won't happen. And I guess that's what happened tonight. But overall, halfway decent. We had the pre-show match with Kofi, Kingston, R-Truth taking on Hunico and Camacho. This was decent. I mean, it's a pre-show match, so it's not really a lot to expect here. But for what it was high-paced, fast-paced, and for a pre-show match, actually pretty good. I gave it 2 stars. Definitely something that stood out in my mind. Kofi, Kingston, and R-Truth aren't that bad of a team. Neither is Hunico and Camacho. So people say that the tag team division is dead. I kind of agree with you, but, at least there's some tag teams out there that are halfway decent. Next, to open the show, on pay-per-view, we had a Smackdown Money in the Bank ladder match. Dolph Ziggler took on Christian, who took on Cody Rhodes, who took on Cara, who took on Santino, who took on Damien Sandow, who took on Tensai, who took on Tyson Kidd. This was the second best match of the night, in my opinion, giving it 3 3/4. Smackdown Money in the Bank always tops Raws. I don't know why, it just always does. The spots in here were tons of fun. Tyson Kidd, I have to say, looked like a champ here. Just everyone looked pretty good. Even Santino had some little stuff in there, just trying to be funny. Damien Sandow, yes, he's the future. I really liked him in this match. Christian, of course, Money in the Bank veteran was in this one, so that was good. Sin Cara, even though he had a couple of botches, which were actually extremely noticeable, he did halfway decent for himself, so I was pretty happy. It's just one of those things, Sin Cara, he has so much hype around him, and, it was kind of just, I kind of feel WWE failed on Sin Cara. That's for another video, though. But overall, everyone seemed pretty good. Even Tensai. Tensai seemed like a machine in this one. He just... there's one spot I really liked. He took Ziggler and just threw him over the announce table like Ziggler was a rag doll. And I really think, Tensai, he's one of those guys you gotta look out for, because he could be a dominant guy, and I really hope WWE pushes him in that direction. But, Dolph Ziggler winning here, I liked it a lot. I really wanted Cody Rhodes to win. I mean, I didn't completely agree with Ziggler winning here. He was my second choice, though. It's just, I think they just gotta give him a little more time. And, I really wish Ziggler would just get a push on his own, but I guess, they felt this was a good way to do it. So, I really want to see Ziggler on Raw, going for the WWE Championship. I guess not. He'll be going after Sheamus and his World Heavyweight title. So, overall, 3 3/4. Next, we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. This was pretty good. I mean, nothing ridiculously special. Kind of, for the most part, kind of boring, actually. It's kind of your typical WWE match where it's a lot of lockups, kind of slow. Nothing really stood out here. I mean, Sheamus, it's just one of those things, I like him as a wrestler. It's just, he's really just doesn't have tons of great opponents. And I mean, Del Rio was one of his better opponents, and this wasn't that good of a match. It's just... I really hope Sheamus' World Heavyweight title run ends soon, and it's just someone like a Ziggler replaces him. So, Ziggler doesn't have bad matches so often. And, Sheamus, Sheamus' style is very different than a lot of people's. He's more of a brawler. He's more just stiff, chops, those, like, I don't even know. I call it a stand-up lariat. When he gets you in the ropes, he starts just bringing him down, just starts, like, clotheslining your chest. It's weird. I call it a stand-up lariat. I think it looks like that. But, just Sheamus is different than everyone else, and, he just got to get better opponents. So, overall, 2 3/4. And then the aftermath with Ziggler coming out and getting bro-kicked by Sheamus. I didn't like that remotely. I feel that's already burying Ziggler before the push started. It's just one of those things, you question why they did it. At least have Ziggler run in, attack Sheamus, and then, just Sheamus gets up and, pushes him out of the ring, but Ziggler still looks like, hey, I'm a threat here. He looked like he wasn't a threat. Sheamus got up, bro-kicked him, and said, you're done. You're not taking my title. So, overall, 2 3/4. Next, we had a filler match with the PrimeTime players taking on Primo and Epico. This was hysterical. Abraham Washington with the live microphone commentating the entire match. Holy crap, it's some of the funniest stuff ever, He was being kind of racist, saying, how'd you hop the border and, get off of him Taco Bell to Primo and Epico. But it was just funny. I gave it 2 1/4 because it was also a pretty decent wrestling match, and I also wanted to point out how the #1 contenders are on the pay-per-view and the champions aren't. Just saying. Next, we had the no DQ WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan with AJ as special guest referee. This was the match of the night, 4.5, definitely one of the best WWE matches of the year. It's just one of those things, you know, AJ didn't have a crap ton of involvement in this. You know, she really had no involvement in this, you know. She'd block certain spots, but that was about it, and the camera kept cutting to her, and it was ridiculously annoying. But overall, there was really no point in AJ being the ref, so it's kind of weird that she was in this, but we definitely saw a different side of Daniel Bryan. He was brutal as hell. You know, the kendo stick was the thing I was cringing at the most. They beat the crap out of each other with a kendo stick, used the chair. Just fun stuff. I had a great time watching this. This was entertaining. I like no DQ matches, and this was definitely one of the better ones. I really do like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan wrestling because it's that great mix of, you know, and especially in a no DQ match, it's that great mix of we're going to kill each other, but we're also going to have a great wrestling match. And 4.5 stars, you know, we had CM Punk retain here. At this point, I'm hoping Punk goes for the year reign. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to lose it here, but at this point, it's like, why the hell not go for a year, you know, till November, Survivor Series. The one complaint about this match, AJ being the special guest ref, didn't really know why she was the special guest ref. I know for storyline purposes, but for the storyline purposes itself, she should have had more involvement, so I don't really get it all that much. But overall, really good match, 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend checking out this match. It was awesome. Next, we had Curt Hawkins and Tyler Reks taking on Ryback. Instant dud. Although this was probably Ryback's most competitive match yet, every Ryback match that will be on pay-per-view, I will give a dud. End of that. Next, we had another filler. We had Layla, Kaitlyn, Tamina taking on Beth, Phoenix, Italian Eve. 1.5 stars. Nothing special. Didn't do anything. Next, we had the main event, the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. We had John Cena taking on Chris Jericho, taking on The Miz, taking on Big Show, taking on Kane. Miz came out earlier in the show, and he just said, I'm going to enter myself into the Raw Money in the Bank, because he technically can do that, because he's a former WWE champion, and I did not mind that remotely. I just felt that this was almost the worst Money in the Bank ladder match ever. I'm not one of the fans to complain a lot. I don't know. It's just something about this match. I didn't like it all that much. There was certain stuff in it I really liked. I liked the exchange that Jericho and Miz had on top of the ladder. I liked that a lot. I liked all the talent burying Big Show at the ladders. That was kind of funny. Cena looked good here. Jericho looked good here. Miz looked good. Everyone looked pretty good here. It's just, I didn't like the finish. I didn't like Cena being on the ladder and he just accidentally rips down the briefcase and wins. I thought, what's the point of that? It's just, I knew Cena was going to win. I just wish it was more of a climactic win, if you know what I mean. I like Cena giving Big Show the FU off the ladder, something cool like that. But it was kind of like an anticlimactic finish. It was still a 3-star match. I mean, was it the best wrestling match ever? No. I'd say it's the worst Money in the Bank ladder match ever. It wasn't that great of a ladder match. I just thought, there's almost just no point anymore. And, Cena's gonna win no matter what if he's not taking on, The Rock or Brock Lesnar. It's just, I personally, this was good, but it was almost too predictable, and I hate predictable matches. I pick Cena, and like I said in the beginning of this video, it's one of those things, you knew it was coming, and you had to brace yourself for it, but you had that slight hope that someone else was going to win. Because at one point, when Jericho and Miz were having that exchange, it looked like one of them could have easily won it. And I guess it was a good, false hope, but overall, I gave this a 7.25 out of 10. A show worth checking out, definitely not the WWE show of the year. I think that's still WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania was awesome. But overall, pretty good Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I gotta think about if it topped 2010, because it definitely didn't top 2011. 2011 was damn near 9. I just gotta really think about it. But thank you guys for listening. Comment below your thoughts on Money in the Bank if you enjoyed it. This show is definitely getting a mixed reaction, to say the least. Some people love it, some hate it. So thank you all for listening.